Hello, everyone. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another Gabriel's Corner. How is everyone doing? I hope everyone is loved and blessed today. Um, my topic of today is revelations, fear, and choices, and of course, going within. So, we all know about the ascension process. We all know about politics going on in our world today with the wall and everything. But my discussions today is about fear. We all know fear is a very powerful tool. It could be used for motivation or it could be used for intimidation. Some things I've recently found out in my own life and own dynamic, and things that came to me today is a lot of people actually fear the truth. They fear the truth of our lives, of where we came from, our origins, and instead they choose to only live and breathe and accept that which our society has given us from, the Roman Empire of church and Jesus and religion. They choose to continue, and now this is not wrong. If the Bible helps you get up every single day and helps you become the best individual you can be in your life, by all means, you accept that. That is your choice. But as an independent, free thinker, as an individual that is not afraid to ask the questions of why, how this come about, how do you know this, what is your proof? I'm one of those individuals that choose to look deeper. I'm one of those individuals to really wonder, where'd that come from? In my life, in my dynamic, and in me, I've found different avenues or different ways of finding it, and for me, it comes from within. Um, Through history, we all know the history of the Bible and Jesus and the crucifixion and so forth. But my question is, why is so many individuals really fearful of asking or seeking beyond what the Roman Catholic Church, Constantine, and so forth has handed us? We have, in our museums and documented by scientists that are scientifically proven, hence the Sumerian tablets, the Dead Sea Scrolls, and much other real artifacts that are scientifically and archaeologically proven that there's more than just what has been handed to us in a book. And us as humans, we're really quick to sometimes cast off that fear that frightens us, that goes against what we have been told or has been taught. you know um and it's okay to be afraid. It is okay to not know. What is not okay to have other individuals continually make decisions and tell you what is history, what is fact, and what isn't. Now, I've came on here in my videos and I've said a lot of things. Um, some have kind of come to pass. When I was talking not too long ago about the planets and our second sun and evolving and our planet, ourself, Mother Earth, aka Gaia, evolving, which is actually happening. Now, this is not me casting judgment in any kind of way on anybody, but this is just me simply saying is if we have all this information from older civilizations that predate Christianity, why isn't any of it in any kind of schools? Why isn't our children learning this? Why isn't our children being taught this? You know, it's an enigma. It's a puzzle to me. Another thing I've recently realized is that imitation. It's been coming up, and I'm not going to mention any names, that a lot of things that I've said in some of my older videos or told other people or things I've even written down has come out and other people have been saying it in their videos. Now, imitation is fickle. It's not real. It's falsehood. To those individuals, hey, if you choose to want to be someone else or try to be someone else, hey, that's your choice. I'm an individual. I'm an original. I think for myself. I go against the grain. I certainly am not a follower in any kind of way, shape, or form. I try to be a doer, in any kind of way, shape, or form and fashion that I can. Have I been guilty of judging or prejudging? Of course. We all judge. We all, make judgments against other individuals. But my question is this. If you're so quick to judge, or if you're so sure that everything that in the Bible is 100% real and factual, straight from the apostles, why are you so quick to judge in damnation any kind of information that contradicts what is in our Bible? Is it because you fully believe in it? Hey, that's your choice. But does it make Muslims or Buddhism or Catholicism, does it make them wrong? Because you're still judging. You're passing judgment onto another individual's belief system and trying to convert them and make them see only your point of view. Now, I've been scolded a lot in the last couple of weeks of being judgmental or calling what other people believe in is wrong, or other people's beliefs are wrong, or other people's belief practices are wrong. And yes, I have been guilty of that. But I personally don't feel that I am wrong in my statements of it is not right in any kind of way to enslave another human being. We've had slavery go on all throughout our history. And just because it went on through all our history, and at one point in time it was legal or right or or it was highly accepted, does it really make it right? Just because it's the norm, but does it make it right? Children. which I'm a very big individual that children are our future. They are little essence of us. They are how we pass on our genes to the next generation, as you see in the animal kingdom. And it's definitely something to fight for. It is definitely something to speak up for. So when I pass judgment on anyone that molests, kills, cannibalize children, I feel I'm 100% right in that, because what would make an individual, how can you see that is right? Just because at one point in time throughout our history, it was accepted to do these things, doesn't mean that it has to continue. Our outlook on God, the Almighty, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. True, no one knows God. No one's ever really seen him. Or her. Or is he both? So how do we bring our human conception of what God is and or isn't? I mean, honestly, no one's ever known the being. No one's actually really seen the being. But it clearly says, and I will take a script from the Bible, that from Jesus himself, that Christ is within you, God is within you. And if Jesus is a real figure, which to a certain degree I believe he is, I believe a lot of things has been circumvented about him and his teachings. But if he's really within you and he tells you that the answers that you seek are within you, that means we must look within ourselves to find those answers. And he speaks to us on a regular basis, and the way to find him is within your heart. And in my journey and path, for a very long time, I do believe that God, not Jesus, God, the Almighty, the eternal being, the Alpha, the Omega, has spoken to me on numerous occasions. Now, does it mean that I have all the answers? Of course not. Does it mean anyone else has all the answers? Of course not. But within knowing the fact that I don't have all the answers and no one else has all the answers, why are we so freely willing to believe that the book, the Bible, has all the answers? As human beings, we tend to take things and try to make it our own in ways that we can understand. Now, do I believe that the Bible was completely written as a control mechanism? To a certain degree, yes. I believe it was something that was written for the time to help a mass majority of people catch a concept of how to live and how to be. And that living and being of loving your fellow man, doing what's right, and so forth. But Jesus also was not a follower. He went against the grain on all occasions, on pretty much almost everything. He could not be bought. He could not be tempted. But once he died, and this is just a theory, this is not me saying this is factual, everything that he said and his apostles put onto paper. And as we all know, it was, the Bible was a collection of stories from each apostle and was all put together by Constantine's council and King Henry. Oh, King James, my bad, King James. See, I mess up just like everyone else. How do we know that things was not changed? We see changes in the Bible even today when it clearly says, what I say shall not be added or taken away. But yet, if you look in Bibles today, it happens all the time. And, there's just things I've just been pondering, and thinking upon. And one thing about Jesus, he was a great teacher, great individual. But the most intriguing thing about his time and his timeline is that his own people, the Israelites, some of them, doesn't even believe that the Jesus that walked the earth at the time was actually the Messiah. They believe he was a prophet of the coming, because he even says himself that I come in the name of the Father, but there will someone that will become better than me. Or not with the word better, I'm just using the word better. Or greater than I. And it kind of makes me wonder. And because he said he was the Son of Man and he was the Son of God. But maybe in him stating that was actually stating that all people on this planet are the son and daughters of God. Now, when you start really thinking about it, especially with the term Christ is within you, keyword, in you, not in a book, in you. And my journeys and going within and talking and believing and walking the path that I have, I feel I've gotten closer to the source than probably I think I've ever been going to any church, listening to any pastor, or any doctrination. Now, because I've been saying a lot of things and been catching a lot of heat for it. Hey, Jesus has been doing the same thing. Jesus was isolated and by himself for a long period of time. Hey, I've kind of been going through the same thing. And there's lots of people. I'm not just saying it just about me, but there's lots of people. Lots of individuals, with male and female. And it's been kind of making me wonder. I mean, there's a correlation there, through all these individuals that are being suppressed and shut down and scorned upon, and friends, families turned their backs and shunned them. Isn't that what Jesus went through? And the point I'm making is this: Jesus died on the cross for all of us. So, and his blood is within all of us. So if you're moving toward the path as Jesus did, wouldn't those same events happen to you? So if those same events are happening to you, doesn't that get you closer to Christ? You know, um, in my journey, in my path, and my knowing, I believe wholeheartedly that of a consciousness, of awareness, of a of things in this world that you cannot always see, feel, and touch with the naked eye. And I can honestly say to my credit, through a bunch of other individuals that I've been grateful for that have come in my dynamic, which I love greatly, even though I do not associate with them. You know, with me, God has been telling me to find love, find your truth, find your happiness. You know, you have to walk your own path, and the path you walk isn't always the easiest, isn't always the greatest. But now we're moving into a new paradigm, a new dynamic, where the old ways are changing, just like how the old ways from the Old Testament to the New Testament. And I understand that a lot of individuals are afraid to make that change. I understand there's a lot of hatred and scorn and fear of that change. Now, I'm not going to judge anyone for, being a little shaky about that change. Because change is not easy. Change is a very, very hard thing to do and accept in a lot of ways. And I can honestly say for myself, I've been very fearful to make certain changes. Now, changes for me, personally, just this morning, I got up. I felt the energy flowing within me. I turned on, my YouTube and, my tablet and was watching it and, seeing a couple of things. And I'm just looking and seeing how our world is going, especially here in the United States. I'm going to focus here in the United States. We have two factions right now. We have Republicans and Democrats. Now, I'm neither a Republican or a Democrat. I like to walk the middle line and see both sides of the spectrum, because both sides have good points. Both sides have bad points. Now, as we all know, I'm not the biggest Donald Trump fan. For years, I was always leaned on the side of the liberals. But I can honestly say that perhaps Trump may be right in this whole building a wall thing. Because I've been seeing videos of, people coming over into this country. And I understand why they want to come here. We have better jobs, our economy, and our money is way much more there in Mexico than it is here. But my thing is this why I'm beginning to agree that maybe the wall is actually needed. It's because I've been seeing this thing of children being taken from their families, and they're separated. Parents are put in jail to be for and being prosecuted for committing the crime of crossing the border. But my biggest question is, what is with all these children? What is happening to these children? Where are they going if they're not being reunited with their families? And I was against the wall myself for a long period of time. I didn't really see a purpose in it. Of getting a higher view of the situation, it kind of makes sense. And from the Democrats' point of view, they say, wait, hey, we don't need a wall. We just need more security down there. We need more people down there. We need more of the military down there. Well, I can see to a certain extent where they're coming from, but I'm a person, try to kind of look at people's agendas. Now, everybody has an agenda. Everybody has their ego in play, and they got to get it stroked, and they got to talk tough, and they got to talk big and at times. But this right here is not one of those times. This right here is times we're thinking about families, and we're talking about keeping families together, and we're talking about unity. And if Trump wants this wall to truly keep, them from coming here so we don't have to separate families, my thing is, what the problem? You can take those resources of all those personnel down there and put them somewhere else. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of individuals that are down there at the border right now that has families that they probably really want to get back to. Now, do I agree with Trump talking about he wants to buy people's land to build this wall, or taxing the people to build this wall? No, I don't really agree with that. I do hope that there's a place for common ground somewhere. But, and this is just, the rumor mill that I'm going to speak of right now. But I know for a long time now that, there's a lot of missing children that have been coming from the border and being in child sex slave trafficking, and women for sick occultist reasons. Because sometimes rumors are not always just rumors. Sometimes there's truth to rumors. Every rumor has a hint of truth in it. Everyone. And you got to start questioning sometimes that, maybe that is true. Maybe the Democrats do have a hand in that. Do I know? Not 100%. I would like to know for a fact. I would like for that stuff to actually come out, for the truth to be known, regardless of how it shakes the foundation of America. But at the same time, can we really stick our heads in the sand if human beings are being, mostly children, are being used that way? I'm not for that. I think that's not even right or fair at all. Especially to those little children that don't have a choice in the matter. Or the women that don't have a choice in the matter because they're already fearful because they're coming here. And you get caught by the police, you're scared. So you're going to do whatever these people tell you, pretty much. In hopes that, it'll get better. And to me, it's very, very sickening. So that's why I'm one of those people. I'm somewhat of a supporter of the wall. Now, on Trump's end of the spectrum of this wall, I feel to a certain extent it might be a little bit more than just the immigrants that are coming over here illegally. Because granted, yes, they are taking jobs from Americans and putting American workers, farmers, construction workers out of business. And they work for cheap. Do I think that's right in any kind of way, shape, or form? Absolutely not. Not in the least. You we're Americans, and we're here to, and a lot of us, we go to work every day and whatnot, and try to make the best for our families and loved ones. And if we have, someone coming in that'll work cheaper, of course, if you're an employee, what are you gonna do? Oh yeah, I'm gonna get this guy over here. Here you go. He works cheap. I don't need you no more. I don't need you anymore. But yeah, that's not right in itself either. So I kind of implore, like, both, Mr. Trump, Mr. President, and our newly elected ran legislation of Democrats to come to a common ground. Because I don't really feel it's right that there's so many individuals that are out of work, so many individuals that are not getting their Social Security checks and whatnot, and so many people not able to provide for their families. Don't think that is right in any kind of way, shape, or form in a sense. Now, here's something else I want to touch on a little bit, is needs and wants. Everybody needs love. Everybody wants to be loved. Everyone wants to be felt like they're special and they're needed. For me, yeah, I want love. I want an individual in my life that is compatible, who is open-minded, caring, loving, a lover of nature, like I'm in right now. I'm going to keep spanning out here, show you guys where I'm at. Nature. Who is a lover and protector of children, of women's rights, of equality for everyone. I'm a big believer that we're all human beings on this planet, and we share this planet. And granted, we all don't get along at times. We all have scorn and hatred for our fellow man at times. We all get disillusioned about religion, race, and whatnot at different times. And we bicker over it instead of, trying to come together and understand it. Not being able to see other people's point of view because we always think our point of view is 100% right.